On radio, your number one entertainment plug. I am Shiro Mwangi, and I'm about to have a chit chat with one of South Africa's best comedians. Yani, the elitist, the most elite comedian, one of the most elite comedians in Mzansi. I'm talking about Celeste Ntuli, who is joining us right about now.
Hi, Icon Radio. This is Celeste Ntuli, all the way from South Africa. Thank you for having me here in Nairobi.
Okay. So you've been doing the most this year. You've done tours and lots of travel. You've been in Ireland, Dublin, now in Kenya for the first time.
Yes.
How has the year been in your own words? Tell me about your year.
The year has been amazing. The year has been of growth, change, and of course what I've been wanting to do, because I was locked on a show back home for 8 years where I was playing this character on a soapy Smaya on Mzansi.
Yeah.
So that had made me travel less. And then when the show ended, after the COVID, it gave me an opportunity to travel. So I travel a lot this year.
Yeah.
Not just traveling, but I experienced different audiences. I experienced different energies from people.
Yeah.
And I am experiencing the East African vibe, and I'm loving it so much.
So this is your first time in Kenya.
Yeah, first time in Kenya.
But I'm sure you've interacted with lots of Kenyans.
Oh yeah. Actually, I share the same agency with Sauti Soul, so I know them very well. I did the Essence Festival with them in 2019.
Yes.
And this year I was lucky enough to meet Melissa, Melvin, Blessing from the Country Queen on Netflix.
Yes.
And Kate, and all other dope actresses and actors from Kenya.
Yes.
We spent such a lovely weekend together. It's been amazing. So they've given me an overview how's the country, and after meeting them, I couldn't wait.
Yeah.
So when this happened, I was like, yes, I had to move everything. I stopped the show I was supposed to do at home for me to be here. I was like, no.
Thank you.
I moved it next year.
Yeah,
Because
this is great.
the thing is, it was an opportunity I could not miss out on.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, I'm very familiar with your music in that sense, and with what makes you vibe. And I heard that you're also listening to my piano, and I'm like, this is dope. I love how the meshing up of our culture is happening. That I'm all about that. I'm very big on that.
So what are you listening to from Kenya, or any film that you probably watched?
Definitely, I was obsessed with Country Queen, and I just saw another one where Kate is also on Netflix. Oh my God, I think that's, oh my God, I can't get over the acting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And of course, I think you guys have that finesse of Lupita Nyong'o's, and you have it back on your mind. You subconsciously Obama-ring yourselves, which is nice to explore and enjoy. So yeah, there's and of course in Nyeki it comes to South Africa, and I met Dorothy, who's also a big shot on Netflix, who comes from here.
Yeah.
So I've experienced Kenyan people.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna experience the country.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So you've been in the industry for 13 years, and you've done the most.
Yes.
And you have experienced so much growth.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you what your biggest mantra or lesson or like take home has been for the last 13 years as you've been in the game.
It's 17, but for the last 17 years, my biggest mantra has been kindness to yourself and loving what you do. What we do looks nice and glamorous when you've made it. Before you make it, it's horrible, depending on how you look at it. But if you're going to look at it as trusting the process and being kind to yourself, as artists, we need that, because we have less things that are kind to us as we grow.
Yeah.
And what makes one grow is to be confident, believe in yourself, and be, again, kind to yourself. Because, I mean, there's a lot that people might say about you, but if I know I'm giving myself a second chance on everything, I'm eager to try again. Even if it failed, you can do your one-man show, maybe not sold out this year. Eventually, Africa Last Festival, what is this, Love Festival?
Yes.
It didn't just become like this in a year.
Yeah.
It's growth.
Yeah.
So loving and kinding and being kind to yourself and being patient with yourself is the name of the game for you to survive.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, if you don't build that thick skin, you're not gonna be able to make it.
Yeah.
Because you guys can say anything you want. Tomorrow you like us, the next day not so much. So
Yeah.
rather you just take things as they come and
Yeah.
just open up the room to say, I'm just gonna give myself a shot over and over again.
Yeah. Okay. Looking for love is huge in Kenya.
Are you kidding
a
me?
couple of people.
Like, that's all I met when I was at the airport. Someone jumped into me and said, "Are you one?"
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Thank you.
It is very huge, and it portrays you as a Zulu woman
Yeah.
looking for love, and it's all sorts of shenanigans.
Yes.
And I did read somewhere that you are looking for love.
Oh yeah. I am single.
You are single.
I am single, so definitely.
Yes. And it took
Shoot
time.
your shots.
And it took time for you to like realize that you wanted to start looking for love. So how has that been?
Honestly, I'm doing a show back home called Money and Men.
Mm-hmm.
That's my one-woman show I was dealing with this year.
Yeah.
Probably because of that. Like, I feel like, to a certain degree, there's no win for women. Once you succeed, they're also going. And I'm telling you this as a young woman. Don't separate your years of succeeding and finding love, because this whole, I don't think men has grabbed or understood the concept of dating someone who don't need them but want them. If you don't need but want, there's a difference. So like, without a man, I'm not surviving in the world, but I do need, because I want one. Obviously in life you need one, but for human interaction and for loving each other as we're supposed to be. But if you don't need them for financial reasons, sometimes men believe that you don't want them at all. And that's where the whole looking for love came from, as a concept of, as you grow as a woman and finding yourself, it's as if finding love becomes a difficult thing once you've found yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
It's something that we need to work out as a society, because I don't even think it's, that's why you understood it, that's why Kenyan women will understand it. It's not locked on one zone or one country. It's something that the society has, because we are becoming different people, and what has been portrayed as what men want, seemingly it's changed. And I think the attitude has to change as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other film that was, well, I'd call it, is it a series? It's a show. One other show or progressive series that was huge or has been huge here is How to Ruin Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, the star of the show passed on this year.
Yeah, Busi.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how that was in the industry.
Sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
And you can only imagine, Netflix gave people that were already, kind of like being ignored by the entertainment space an opportunity for us to re-enjoy them again.
Yeah.
So Busi was one of those artists and actresses that we were happy to see her again on a bigger screen, bigger platform. And to see her just doing one season and, we lose her like that, it was painful, definitely. And I don't know how the cast handled it.
Yeah.
But I just hope that they found a way to go through it. And it was just painful, unbelievably painful.